Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so in today's video we're going to be talking about Noah, because as soon as I took my Noah to rank 5, I had the wildest comments on my video talking about how this is an absolute cope. I obviously only ranked up this champion for Alliance for defense, and you know, that's why people are not joining Masters level alliances, because they would have to do shitty rank ups like Noah and stuff like that. And that is wildly inaccurate. I genuinely like Noah. And now keep in mind, I on my channel try my best to actually mean what I say. This is not one of those channels where every other champion getting released or buffed, you're gonna see OMFing G insane beyond god tier damage or new god tier champion and stuff like that. If I think a champion is going to be good, I say that. If I don't like the champion, I say that as well. And in case with Noah, I'm fully well aware that Noah is not the best Cosmic Champion or in top 5 or something like that. I recently did a top 10 Cosmic Champion ranking video, and Noah was not included in it. I don't think he's far off. I think maybe he can squeeze it, not like number 10 or something like that. But he's clearly not at the top of the class. At the same time, I do think a lot of people have a bit wrong impression about Noah. And the reason why I ranked him up is because I actually really do use him in Battlegrounds, and I do like to use him in Battlegrounds. Specifically because he's very good for Korg matchup, he's very good for a Tuma matchup, being able to basically attack with only projectile attacks, not taking any damage back. And then obviously he's very solid against most of the tech class as well, and has some moderate capabilities on defense. And on top of that, I also realized that I love the fact that I took up Havoc to rank 5, because it is a rank 5 most people do not have. And when it comes to the banning phase, I really always disliked banning rank 5 champions that I also have at rank 5. Because most of the people, you know, have their standard rank ups of Hercules or Scorpions or whatever else. And then if I wanted to get rid of something that's very big and dangerous, I also eliminated that champion from my own deck. With champions like Havoc, with champions like Noah, who are capable, but most people do not have at rank 5, don't really have that problem. Yes, obviously the fact that I did place him on Alliance for Defense as a rank 4 champion, and will continue doing so as a rank 5 champion, is nice, it's good. But nobody forced me to do this rank up. I did it because I figured I'll just rank up Noah, and it's going to be good for the Alliance, and it's going to work out for me. But that put aside, let's take a look at what damage Noah actually does, because that was another one of the criticisms that I got for my rank up video, because I happened to have Recoil Masteries active at the time I was recording the video. Everybody was like, oh, this damage, you know, is only because of Liquid Courage Double Edge, and, you know, nobody runs Noah with Liquid Courage Double Edge, and I shouldn't do a showcase like that. But fact of the matter is, it's just the mastery setup that I happen to have on at that point. So let's see how Noah does without recoil, without any synergies. So this is unsynergized Noah. Just him, nothing else there. So we're going in here for a nice level 2. Now we have Noah surge charge, surge buff, which means we're going to be generating charge much quicker. We can see that the damage there is not bad at all, especially in those mediums after the dash. We can hit like 17, 18k crits on him. And now that I have gained my unblockable, this level 2 is going to go for a solid amount of damage if it ever crits. But the one hit that does crit was accompanied by 20k burst as well. And keep in mind that, you know, here we had a 19k crit. So let's see how well Noah really does, right? So this is, again, no recoil, no synergies, no boosts, like casual mastery setup. And we have Winter Soldier again. That's a nice 11k crit plus another 6k and burst. Now I got another Fury, and this entire level 2 is basically overkill there. So how long did that take against Winter Soldier? 117. So is it good? Is it bad? I think we can compare it, let's say, champion like Kingpin. And nobody really complains about Kingpin's damage. And again, very clear, I'm not saying Noah is better than Kingpin. No, Kingpin's much more versatile champion, and in matchups where debuffs are involved, his damage can skyrocket. Obviously, Kingpin's better champion. But in a clear vanilla matchup, Kingpin is not considered to be the fastest champion in the game, but he's also absolutely no slouch. So let's see. How fast do you think Kingpin's going to do this? And I did several fights, and with Kingpin, I actually changed the way I played, because with Noah, I tried not to push opponent level 3 bars to 3 bars of power. But with Kingpin, I purposely basically, just go as aggressive as I can. I ignore the power meter. I'm just, spamming level 2s, trying to get as many charges as I can, because I'm really, really trying to make sure that nobody can say that, you purposely weren't as aggressive with Kingpin or something like that. I actually reversed that. With Nova, I pretty much the entire fight avoided Winter Soldier going to 3 bars of power. With Kingpin, I do the absolute opposite. I'm basically as aggressive as I can. I do not shy away from that. And here at the end, I do screw up a bit, because I should have just thrown that level 1. So like about 5-6 seconds here are wasted by me, but that's fine. So this fight was 1 minute 23, so about 6 seconds slower. I'm gonna do the fight again, because with Kingpin, damage can change. And here we go. 119. No, it's still faster than that. And here we go. Go one more time. 132. Wasn't that lucky? So every single time, Kingpin was slightly slower than Noah. So here, I am going to check out how Noah does in Battlegrounds level health pool. So we're going to be going up against both Deadpool and Venom the Duck. So let's see. With recoil masteries, I have done this as fast as 20 seconds. I have done this fight as fast as 20 seconds. But again, that was with recoil, and most of the time using Noah, you will not have recoil on, especially after the changes to the scoring system. But here we go. So I'm dropping my level 2. I do have Relic that helped me with that unblockable buff there as well. And this fight is over in 27 seconds. Actually, could have finished it a bit quicker, but that's besides the point. Okay, so 27 seconds, but that's a small health pool. Let's go up against 200k health pool, which is, a very, very healthy champion in Battlegrounds. Venom the Duck. 200k. Let's see how Noah does against that. And then we'll see how Scorpion and Hercules compare with it. I didn't want to do Kingpin in this test because of the class disadvantage in the first fight. So I do make a small mistake here. That's on me, but that's fine. Happens. All of these fights, they will not always be perfect. Here I go. Drop my level 2. And that now is at 10%. That Venom Duck is at 10%. One combo finish. And this fight's over in 28 seconds. So 27 and 28 seconds. And then I bring in Scorpion. And I'll be honest, with Scorpion, I also didn't have the perfect AI. And obviously, Scorpion's not the most straightforward kind of like linear champion. Here, I basically just went for a level 1 rotation. As it happens on smaller health pools, it was 33 seconds. So Noah was quicker than that. And we're going to do Scorpion against Venom the Duck. And this fight, I did not do the best. But it was like 50 seconds. Okay. That, people will say that, I could have played better with Scorpion. Fine. But now I'm going to use Hercules. And these fights will go pretty much perfectly with Hercules. So remember that Noah was 27 and 28 seconds. Let's see how fast Hercules does these lower level Battlegrounds health pools. And then compare it to Herc. Herc is obviously one of, kind of wildly recognized, effective Battlegrounds champions. So with Hercules here, we got 30 seconds. Now, arguably, I could have been slightly faster. Let's say if I would be a better player and played it even better. Even though this fight, that first Hercules fight against Deadpool, it went very well. And now against Venom the Duck as well. Let's see how fast Hercules is and then compare it to Noah. Because Noah did this in 28 seconds. Granted, I did make a small mistake in Noah fight and lost a bit of health, but, you can ignore that. So here again, I have 7 feats of power already. Do get that light intercept pretty much perfectly. And we're gonna go drop in another full combo. And the duck is going down. I already have 10, 11 feats of power. And I just go straight into level 2. So this was as perfect of a Hercules fight as you could ask. And what was the speed of that Hercules fight? 31 seconds. And Nova did this one in 28. But effectively, you know, let's say something worked out a little bit different with Nova, something worked out a little bit different with Hercules. Those would be approximately the same time. And, well, this is where we're at. Again, to be very, very clear, I am not saying that Nova is better than any of these champions. I don't think he is. What I am, however, saying that Nova was definitely not some sort of mandated defensive rank up or a cope rank up. I ranked him up because I genuinely have been enjoying him. I love the fact that people underestimate him in Battlegrounds. And yeah, in many of the metas, Nova has been specifically one of my most favorite core counters. Atuma is getting more popular in Battlegrounds, and Nova is going to be doing exceptionally well against that. I think Nova is going to be great against a ton of other champions. And even though he doesn't have the widest variety in Battlegrounds, you know, he's not going to be great against Mystics and stuff like that. And he obviously has his weaknesses. He is far, far, far better champion that people from the rank up video gave him credit for. And I did want to make that absolutely. Again, I'm not saying he's as good or better as Hercules, Scorpion, or King. Obviously, it's not. No. Cosmic class we have Galen, Hulkling, Null, Hercules, Hyperion, CGR. All of those are objectively more powerful champions. But Nova isn't a bad champion by any means. And I like the champion. I like his medium dash attack bonus and the fact that those are projectiles. He's great in some of the matchups that, you know, are most common in Battlegrounds. And again, as I explained before, I love the fact that this is going to be a rank 5 that most of the people won't have. So if I'm going to be banning opponents' rank 5s, I'm not going to have to touch my own. And my opponents will be forced to effectively choose who they ban so much more carefully. Because, you know, in a generic meta, they might really want to ban an Archangel or a Scorpion or a Juggernaut. But right, fine, Nova might intimidate them to occupy one of the ban slots as well. Anyways, just wanted to make a video highlighting that. And let me know what you guys think. And catch you guys later. Bye. Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about